Do I need to go back now? Can I go back?
Music's been a huge part of my life, of our lives actually. Dance is kind of new to us. Music's always been a part of our lives.
But you're participating in the dance part of the project, aren't you, at the moment?
Yes.
Okay. So what do you enjoy about the dance sessions then, as part of this project?
I think one of the best things is that sense of community that you get from that environment where some people are beginners, some people are more advanced, but being in that environment where everyone's really supportive is really encouraging, because I've never properly danced before, just, a little bit in the house, just kind of messing around. So it's really nice to be in somewhere where you can give it your all and actually improve, especially when it's encouraging that cultural aspect as well.
It is a whole new way for us to appreciate music, isn't it? Through your body, which we're not familiar with at all.
As opposed to doing the robot.
That's right, and it's such a welcoming environment to learn to dance as well. It's lovely. Everyone's so supportive. It's great.
I know.
That's it. Yeah, do that again.
Oh God,
Do it again. Yes, do it again. And I go.
Oh gosh.
Is your kind of origin, your family background?
Right. Well, in terms of how we identify, I'd say mixed race. We've grown up in Wales. We were born in Wales, but our mother is Welsh and our dad is from Iraq. So I'd say we're more in touch with our Welsh side, but we've been trying to tap into that Iraqi side of us. It's
always been a very important part of us, but because we've had such a mix of cultures in our lives, it's been something there's always been that conflict is there. Yeah. But it is something that we've tried to. We feel a deep connection to, especially in certain types of music, and also types of movements as well, that you don't really feel through sort of Welsh music and Welsh culture, and we feel very at home. Listening to our father's music in the car. Yeah,
it's weird sometimes actually, because you wouldn't think it, but it's just kind of...
It's part clicks. Of who we are.
Yeah. Oh gosh.
Oh my gosh. Everything.
Yeah.
That's very hard to say, isn't it? We're probably going to give different answers to this.
You go for it.
For me, I'm very passionate about the language and the history. Poetry, because I don't speak Welsh, it's poetry that I sort of, from rhythm, actually, interestingly enough, that I appreciate, but that I often don't understand, and that I'm trying to understand. That's one of my favourite, probably my favourite parts of Wales, of what our Welsh culture, and the history especially. We have our own unique history, and our own identity, that I enjoy very much.
Yeah, I think from my perspective, I'd agree with the poetry side of things. I've always loved poetry as well. But then also the amount of how tight-knit Welsh communities are.
True.
And that feeling of being a family. I think you'll go to any part of Wales, especially the more rural areas, which is where our mother comes from and where she grew up. And actually, even though we're from Swansea, we grew up in that more rural side of Wales. That element of family and community is really, really strong. And going back to how I associated it with the dance, actually, that community is there as well. So I think it's a really nice parallel that I feel when we dance and we're part of the project.
I like to think I'm really funny. I just don't know what else to do with myself. I'm sorry.
I mean, you can push her to the side because she